A student asked me about how to capture the light of a hazy morning. Here's what I told her. Look at the colors that you see. Paint the value and the color masses that you see, not the ones you think you know, but paint the color and value masses that you see, and you can capture any kind of light. You can capture whatever the light key is that you're observing. Are there guidelines that you can learn? Sure, absolutely there are. And I teach those over in my courses, Composition, Color, and Light, and Catch the Light. I talk about how those things work and about how different atmospheric conditions, different times of day, different times of year can affect the color and the value masses. But at its heart, creating light is all about knowing how to use color. Being able to create the effect of light is all about knowing how to use color to create light. The foundation, the very basis of painting, really, in my opinion, is understanding color and using color effectively. It's understanding about hue, value, intensity, and temperature, those basic aspects of color. It's understanding how those four things interact that gives you the ability to mix paint in a way that's going to create that illusion of light, whether it's strong overhead light or soft, hazy, misty light. Both happen the same way, through the way that an artist manipulates hue, value, intensity, and temperature. It helps to really understand what those terms mean. So hue is just a color's position on the color wheel. It's the spectral nature, the spectrum nature of that color. It's how it sits on that Roy G. Bibb spectrum. And a color wheel is a really useful way to visualize those relationships when you're looking at the primaries and the secondaries and how they interact and connect. Value is just the lightness or darkness of a color. And certain colors have an inherent value, like yellow is the lightest of the colors on the color wheel. And certain colors have an inherent dark value to them. Violet is the darkest color on the color wheel. Blue is almost as dark. When we talk about intensity, we're looking at the saturation of the pigment. And you can see here we have the intense colors that are on that outer ring, and inside where the colors are merging and mixing more, we have less intense colors. Those less intense colors, what we call the neutrals, are so important. Without them, we don't have any way to really measure the intensity of those pure colors. So it's really important to include those neutrals in all the paintings that you do. Last is temperature. Temperature is the apparent warmth or coolness of a color. Think about it as being how close the color is to red, which is the warmest, and how close it is to green, which is the coolest. Understand some people perceive temperature more on a spectrum from orange to blue, but most on either orange to blue or red to green. So temperature is the apparent warmth or coolness. And we have it on opposite sides of the color wheel, but we also have it in relationship of one color next to another. Those changes in hue, value, intensity, and temperature are the very things that create the illusion of very strong, dramatic sunsets with the neutrals below the lit sky, or a more sedate scene with colors that have more subdued intensities. But it's all about how we deal with hue, value, intensity, and temperature. So in this painting, it is a luminous spring day over the open marshes and the showers have just moved away. So we have a whole different set of relationships in the colors here. And it's that difference that creates a whole different color or light envelope. So that's what Hoffman meant when he said that in nature, light creates color, but in a painting, color creates light. How we handle hue, value, intensity, and temperature create that feeling of luminosity and light. This painting by Tom Thompson is an amazing example of color creating not just light, but also emotion. Painting is not just about recording an exact likeness of what an artist is looking at. Painting is about experience. The thing that the artist is painting, that's the subject matter. I paint the South Carolina, Georgia low country, but my paintings are not about just the low country. They're about the experience of the color and light in this place and in this time. I'll never, ever get over the magic of these piles of dirt and pigment being able to create strong illusion of the experience, recreating that emotional pull that I've had when I look at a certain time of day, a certain kind of light. In fact, that pull or that experience really talks about the relationship between the artist experiencing the initial first experience, and the viewer experiencing that experience of the painting. The painting sits in between. It's the fulcrum between the artist and the audience. It's the way those of us who are artists talk to and share and nurture our audiences. So that magic is one of the most amazing things about being an artist. It's one of the things that gets me excited as I step up to the easel, whether I'm in the studio or painting plein air. So the way that an artist handles color recreates, creates a new experience for the viewer. And that is what really excites me. If you are also fascinated by as well, I'd love for you to drop a line in the comments below and let me know. Thanks for joining me today, and I'd love to have you join me for more insight into the art life. If that's something you'd like to do, just hit the subscribe button below, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Bye-bye for now.